Hello, hockey fans. This is Dan Rusanowski. You're watching Bay Area Sports Wrap.
There's a lot of good things, I think, and I mean, mistakes are going to happen, and you just learn from them and keep plugging away, and it's kind of part of the process at this point.
What can you say about Will Smith? He's been your line mate throughout camp. He also made a great secondary kind of assist pass on your goal there as well. What can you say about his game?
Yeah, he's a good player. I think obviously you guys probably know that. Watching him, he makes really good plays out there. He's really smart. Obviously, he can handle the puck really well. So, yeah, obviously this is the first time we've been sort of regular game speed. Obviously, the inter-squad games are a good sort of stepping stone. But I think once you get out here, you start to see guys that can make plays at speed. It's kind of what makes a difference between those good players. So obviously, he's got that.
When you look at Sam Dickinson and you look at the game he had, maybe he's slow start for the team too, but chemistry is big. I mean, were you expecting that pass? Walk us through that pass you got from Sam.
I mean, I just put my stick down there, hit it, went in. So, yeah, he's obviously he's got some real good skill. I think he's a big body back there, and I think obviously his junior stats are sort of speak for themselves. He can move the puck and he can create offensively. But I think for me, watching him out there, he looks solid all three rounds to me. I thought he had a great game. But again, I think it's one of those things where this is the first game, kind of try and use some of the momentum we gain and move forward and take some of the good things and keep it.
Is it good that after maybe a slower start, you guys really kind of picked up and just took over the game? 3-4 minutes left in the first, you guys just had your way. How close was this to like the style that you guys want to play? Obviously, there's still a lot of things to work on, but how close was this to kind of how you guys want to control the game?
Yeah, I mean, for sure, you want to get better as the game goes along. I think that's going to happen. It's the first game. There's going to be miscommunications. Maybe guys going to the wrong spots, and it's not for a lack of effort. I think that just happens at this time. You just work through it. And I thought as we game went along, we did a lot better things.
So a couple more. The shutout you got today and goalie stopped pretty much everything. Well, did stop everything.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he was great. I think not only the saves, I thought he played the puck obviously really well. I thought he made some great plays, and that settles things down for us, especially sometimes when they're maybe just trying to dump it in. We had a clean breakup because he makes a good play, and then obviously he saved all the shots. So, he did his job. I thought he did great. Yeah, it's nice to see.
As a veteran,
Last
what are
one
some
here.
things that you try and get out of preseason games now? Now you've been through this before, so what are your kind of goals here?
I think just getting on the same page. Obviously, there's tweaks to new systems. Guys are sort of new, playing with each other. You just anytime you're in a situation where there's kind of a gray area, guys don't know who's going or sort of who's covering for who. I think those are the kind of situations you get into in these games, and you sort through them, and then once the games happen for real, you sort of have some experience and some stuff to draw back on, and those learning curve kind of progresses as we go along here.
Last one.
John Klingberg, his team got to play with him a little bit last year. He's been a terrific defenseman in his career. What would it mean to him now? What would it mean to this team to see him, kind of capture the formation he showed earlier in his career?
Yeah, I mean, I think any team wants a really good skill player in the team, and I think that's probably on the top list of most GMs out there. So I think for me, watching him in Edmonton, obviously I got a close look at him. I thought he's obviously coming off a long way off. He got better as the season went on into the playoffs. I think everyone saw he was really effective and really impacted the game in a real positive way. And again, today I thought he played well. You can see him on the power play. He's dynamic. He's got a lot of skill. Makes a lot of plays. I think as forwards, that makes the game easier. And yeah, it'll be fun to watch him because I think he's been putting in a lot of work. Obviously, and he's progressing. I think it's going to be fun to see him keep progressing.
All right, thanks, Jeff. Thanks, Jeff. Wait, Mike.
Michael, just talk about just the feeling of the first time going through the Sharks' head and all that first game at SAP Center?
Yeah, it was a cool experience. I had a lot of fun out there. It was nice we got the win as well, and overall it was a great experience.
What did you feel about the pace? I know it's something that you mentioned this week leading up to this. How did you feel that you fit in with the pace and maybe a little bit of physicality there?
Yeah, I felt good. I thought as the game went along, I got more comfortable. It's just going to have to be something I'm going to have to get used to. But obviously that was the first preseason game, and I felt good out there. So yeah.
Obviously, face-offs is something you mentioned to us too as well. Is this maybe an eye-opening experience, something you can walk away from, really take some film and some experience about specifically face-offs?
Yeah, it's going to be something that's going to become my daily routine after practice. Working on those, and you definitely see it out there. A lot stronger guys on the face-off. So it's good for me to have to deal with that and have to practice.
At what point did you say this is real? This is really the NHL right now. And when you also got your penalty, what did that feel like?
It wasn't great. Bad play by me, to be honest. But after my first shift, it kind of clocked me like this is happening, and it was a great feeling out there. So I'm happy I played today.
What do you think clicked well with the group today?
I thought we played with an identity. We got in their zone, got pucks on net quick. I thought our power play was good. Defensively, we were blocking shots a lot, which helped Nedsy out there, but he didn't really need it. He played an unreal game, so overall it was good.
What are your thoughts on John Klingberg so far at camp? Tonight obviously gets the goal, but your thoughts just watching him play these last 4 games or so, 4 days or so?
Yeah, he's unbelievable. One of the smoothest skaters I've ever seen, and some of the plays he makes out there is pretty incredible. So having a chance to play with him on the power play there was pretty fun.
How would you compare this level of play to training camp and the scrimmages that you were just in?
Yeah, obviously it's a lot faster. Out here it's really game-like, and it was a good first taste for me. I'm happy with how things turned out for us.
You played with Quentin Musty tonight. He's had a strong camp just like yourself. What do you think of his game tonight? Obviously, looked like you guys had some good chemistry finding each other and had a couple odd man chances as well.
Yeah, it's easy playing with a guy like you. He's good. He's got a good hockey IQ. Finds his way around the ice well, and like you said, we had some good plays together. Obviously, didn't find one in the net, but it's hopefully going to come soon.
And then what about the other side with Toffoli? Obviously, veteran leader on this team, and he just produces again tonight. What did you take away from his game as a veteran?
Yeah, he knows where to be. It's cool watching him on the ice because he's played for so long. He always knows, anticipates plays and stuff like that. And, he's one of those guys, if you give him the puck, he's probably going to score. So, it was fun playing with him.
What did you like about your game tonight, and what would you like to clean up?
I thought in terms of my 200-foot game, it was, pretty good. I thought I was, overall, majority of the time good on face-offs. I thought I, had some chances. In terms of improving, just want the puck on my stick more. I got to demand it. I think it's going to come with me getting more comfortable. But I'd say that.
All right, thanks, Misa.
Thanks, guys.
Sam, how did you feel tonight? Obviously, it looked like the whole team maybe got off to a bit of a slow start, but then especially yourself, maybe after there was a breakaway by Howden, you broke up. After that point, how did you feel? It just looked like you got a lot of confidence from that play.
Yeah, I think everybody's first game in a long time, so I think, everybody's got a little bit of nerves, just trying to settle in early on, and yeah, I think that play there was something that, gave me a little bit of confidence, to build off of and to kind of, use something to anchor and build shift by shift from. But yeah, I think it was just kind of a, game where I think everybody knew it was going to take some time to fully get into it.
For yourself, comfortability-wise, just how did you feel about the pace of the game compared to maybe some preseason games, if you can remember from last year? Did you feel like you were able to kind of keep up a little easier, be a little bit more, withstand some physicality more?
Yeah, I think just, understanding, how the games work. Obviously, I was lucky enough to play in 2 last year. And I think just, taking the little things you learn from every game and just kind of, keep them in the back of your mind, mental notes kind of thing. And just sort of, building off of, last year into today, and then, through the week, just kind of keep building sort of thing.
Even though it's the first preseason game, because it's the Vegas and it's the first game, do you guys feel like there's a little bit of buzz already that fans are kind of excited for the year?
Yeah, I think so. I think, like I said, obviously been a long time since there's been any hockey. So I think everybody once, even preseason rolls around, it gets pretty exciting. And I think that just kind of builds and builds and builds until, the regular season starts.
Compared to specifically those 2 preseason games that you played last year, where do you think you were better tonight than those 2 games?
I think I was just, a little more comfortable, a little more confident in, what I can do out there. I wasn't really looking just to be out there. Tonight I kind of wanted to, make a difference and showcase, what I can do out on the ice. And, I think I did a pretty good job of that tonight.
What did you see on your your pass to Jeff Skinner there?
Yeah, I kind of got confused behind the net in our zone. It was a penalty, and goalie was kind of standing in a weird spot, so I didn't know what was going on. But once I saw that, I figured I'd get up in the rush, and then a really nice pass by Smitty, and then he went down, just get around him, and then put into the net, and a good spot there in front of the net.
What do you like about your game tonight, and what do you want to improve?
Yeah, I think it's just building on the little things. Obviously a lot to improve on from game 1 into whenever the next game is and whenever I'll play next. But just kind of building on little things, little habits. Getting in the right spot, winning my battles. Being a little crisper on passes, a little better execution, and just kind of like I said, building day by day.
Sam, have you had a chance to really kind of watch John Klingberg throughout camp, even tonight's game, and what are you kind of noticing out there or picking up from his game maybe?
Yeah, I think it's just, when you watch him out there, the composure that he's got with the puck, he's so confident to make a play and, slip a little touch pass through a guy's sticks. It's pretty incredible to watch, a couple times out there where he's just kind of, seems like he's dancing around people. But just, a guy who I can, take a lot from, just kind of, the little things that he does so well. He's obviously such a good skater, and the way that he kind of uses that offensively, defensively, just, makes a huge difference for the team, really.
What did you think of Darnay's play today? When we talked to him the other day, he told you, don't worry, you'd get the puck on the blue line every time. Do you feel like you guys, chemistry-wise, I know it's hard after not playing a game so long and a new D partner, how did you guys feel you guys moved the puck between each other?
Yeah, I thought we were moving it well. I think, kind of like everything, through the game, we just kind of, built more chemistry and more, familiarity with each other. Just kind of talking a lot about, being loud, communicating a lot. That was going to help us a lot, obviously, first game together. So, just, again, game 1, build from there and keep going.
On the empty net goal, obviously, you make the play to flip it out. Looked like you were calm there. But how important is it for you and maybe guys like Michael and Quentin to be on the ice in those situations in preseason? It's 2-0 empty net, and the coach is trusting you guys on the ice. What was said maybe during the timeout that kind of made you guys confident you guys could execute a plan?
Yeah, I think, we were pretty lucky that, what we drew up kind of exactly worked out on the ice. But, Mike obviously went on a really big draw there at that point. Makes my job a lot easier where I can just pick up a puck and flip it out. But yeah, and then, a great forecheck by Quinton, and then obviously, an easy empty netter. But kind of just, being on the ice in those points of the game, it teaches you, the right ways to play and kind of the high-stakes scenarios that come through these games. So, it was definitely a big confidence boost for all of us who are out there.
Time for 2 more. That pass that you received from Will Smith that led to the Skinner goal, were you calling for the puck as, you were kind of charging on the zone, or did Will just kind of see you, his vision?
Yeah, I think, it was definitely more of his vision than me calling. But it's, the kind of plays that he can make. I think, when I was coming up the ice, seeing he had the puck, I knew, if I just found the open space, if it was the right play, he was going to find me. And just, a really nice play by him. And, I just got lucky being the guy who happened to be there in the right spot.
All right, thanks, Sam. Thanks, Sam.
Thank you.
Coach, obviously you guys get 30 stops in a shootout the other day. The goalie department seems to be working.
Yeah, goalie was good, and that was really good. Tracking pucks well. It's good.
What was maybe the decision that you guys let him go? Was it just he was feeling good? Did he say something to you guys about playing the full 60, or it just felt like it was a good pace for him to kind of play the full 60?
We kind of had a good idea going into it before the game. We wanted him to feel comfortable, and obviously new building, everything that kind of goes through it. So that was our decision.
Sam and Mike looked like they played very well, and what did you see from both of them? It looked like the whole team maybe got off to a little bit of a slow start, but he's really executed a game plan, it seemed. What did you think of those two specifically, though?
Yeah, they did some good things. Misa loved the face-off at the end of the game there. I think that's competitive. That's a hockey player right there. That's a guy that wants to win. But Sam played a really solid game, was trying to be more in control. Again, another guy makes the play off the face-off. So I can tell you right now, this organization, there's some bright days ahead with some really good young players coming.
You talked about that face-off. There's a 5-on-3 as well. You guys had the lead. Does this feel like a good preseason game for this club because you have some learning experiences, and that's what you can go back and point to as you continue training camp?
Yeah, I think so. I think there's some moments in the third period we need to learn from. There's some moments in our game management, which I don't want to keep harping on last year, but those are things that we have to learn and teach really quickly here. So that will probably be the main theme on Tuesday.
What you guys have done better in the third period, or the things that you mentioned?
Just managing pucks, continue to make plays. That we got put on our heels a little bit, which is going to happen in this game, but we can't be soft flipping pucks to the neutral zone, losing wall battles with soft flips. And when you want to argue the penalty and whatnot, we can't take penalties with up to nothing. Next thing you know, it's 2-1, 4.5 minutes left. We've seen this act before. So those are the things that we need to improve on. We can't take penalties under 6 minutes. We don't want to take penalties at all, really. It's going to happen, but those are the moments we have to start learning as a group.
How was the play by your goaltender?
Yeah, it was good, really good.
You've got John Klingberg so far.
Yeah.
How excited are you maybe to see a healthy John Klingberg, and what can he mean for this team?
Yeah, he was really solid. He's been really good. He's moving really well. Obviously coming off the injuries and going to Edmonton, but now full summer of training. He looks good, moving well. He really helps our back end move pucks. Haven't seen that in a long time.
So, Coach, scoreless first period and third period. The second period is where everything happens. So how impressed were you with that? Well, you did score in the third period, but
yeah, it's something that's been a focus for us in training camp. We talked about it yesterday of second periods can be, I think the really experienced teams jump on teams in second periods with the changes, the long change. So we really wanted to make that a focus here, and that was good. That was really good to see that, we tried jumping on them there in the second and played a little bit quicker, and I think that, translated to some goals.
We talked about Misa and Dickinson. You have a lot of young players here that are trying to break their way into the lineup. Will any of them stand out to you today?
Yeah, I thought Musty had a really good first period. I thought his second was just okay, but responded with a solid third period. I thought he was good. I thought Igor Fenisenov was good as well, solid. He's trying to do the right things. I thought Regenda surprised me. Got it. Obviously knows his identity. We obviously saw him with the CUDA, but did some really good things tonight. So again, there's some really good things that we did. There's some things we got to continue to work on.
What do you think of Phil Kershaw tonight? I mean, two parts here. One, what was the decision to maybe give him an A? Is it just veteran? And two, what do you think? He looked pretty solid down the middle tonight.
Yeah, he was good. It's nice that he can play, the wing and play the middle, play with the puck, trying to make plays. Did some good things. Obviously, coming off, haven't played hockey in a long time. It can be tough for some guys, and I think that those guys, we saw it a little bit with Wenberg last year, it's more off, playing and getting the feel for it.
What do you think of just the pace of the team? Maybe not necessarily how guys felt, but it just looked like the guys were trying to play quick without speeding up and doing too much, trying to do things too quickly. It looked like they were playing fast, but controlled.
Yeah, I think so. I thought first was a little sloppy, which is understandable, I think, on both sides of it. Second was good, was our best period, obviously. Take the even if we didn't score. And then our third, again, those are the moments we're going to learn from.
And then last one, just with Musty and Dickinson and Misa, you mentioned the face-off. Was that like a big test from a coach's perspective? You put those guys out? That's an important moment in the game.
Yeah.
Were you looking to see exactly what you saw?
Yeah, our meeting today was about face-offs, being more competitive on face-offs. And not just the centers, that's our wingers and executing. So it was nice to see that today.
For evaluating players, what's sort of the difference between a preseason game versus, say, the scrimmages, the internal scrimmages in training camp?
I think we're in this building. There's fans in the building. It's basically the game day routine. So I think that's probably the biggest thing. You're not playing each other, and the intensity ramps up a little bit. There's more eyes out there. There's more eyes on from scouts, from scouts and other teams. So all of it kind of gets ramped up.
So, Coach, how impressed were you with Toffoli's goal? You had to make a maneuver. It still ended up being an open goal, but he had to maneuver to get there in that position.
Yeah, he was good tonight. He's really good, leadership on the bench, helping the younger guys, and that's tough. We've seen that, so that was good to see again. Good. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Hi, Drew Menda here for Bay Area Sports Wrap. Please give us a like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.